As many of you probably already know, Portal 2 is the sequel to the, hugely successful Portal, a first-person puzzle platform game in which you gotta make portals to move yourself or objects from one area to the other. Now, of course, there's gonna be some concern over whether they can make a successful sequel. So does Portal actually do this, or does it just hit a wall?
Hold on this time.
Story-wise, you're once again in control of Shell, the test subject from the first Portal. After completely wasting GLaDOS, Shell has been placed in a sleep-like state for so many years, and the facility has just been breaking down and completely rotting. This eventually leads you to Wheatley, a small round robot that's supposed to be in charge of the actual test subjects, but then explains after Shell has awoken that she's actually the last functional one and the rest have become just vegetables. As Shell and Wheatley try to escape the facility, they accidentally revive GLaDOS. Now, GLaDOS, being the evil, weird robot she is, I think it's a she, has not forgiven Shell for murdering her, and decides to rebuild the facility and put Shell through more tests. Wheatley takes over, you get to GLaDOS, Wheatley takes over the main computer, but then betrays Shell. You end up exploring the decommissioned area of the facility, the part of the facility that stopped being used, and get to hear from the Aperture Science CEO, Cave Johnson. What I like about the story is that it's got a good sense of character progression. The addition of Wheatley and the CEO, Cave Johnson, adds a lot more depth to the storyline. Also, the game features earlier levels from the previous Portal that have aged and broken down. It's a nice touch, since it works with the plot of the story. But also, previous Portal players can familiarize themselves with it, and it adds a sense of nostalgia.
Cube and button-based testing remains an important tool for science, even in a dire emergency. If cube and button-based
The core element of Portal 2's mechanics is obviously the portals, these kind of holes in the wall which you can pass freely in between. The portals are mainly used in the test rooms, but they do take up the majority of the game, and they are also used in the areas outside the facility. At the beginning, you're only able to create an entrance portal, which is the blue one. But as you progress and upgrade the portal gun, you'll be able to control both the exit and entrance portals whenever you see fit. As test chambers become more difficult, other objects are introduced, such as the jump pad and bridges of light to create new pathways. The most unique addition to the game would have to be the different types of gel. These gels come in 3 different colors and are used for 3 different purposes, such as the orange gel is used to give you a quicker run, the blue gel is used to give you extra height, and the white gel is used to make portals on. This white gel really comes in handy when you actually really need a portal, but the surface you're currently standing on won't allow you to create one. Portal 2, it's simple. The gameplay is simple, but it's fun. Engaging puzzle mechanics. I find it really good that it starts off easy to get anyone who hasn't played the previous game up to speed rather quickly, and it doesn't require you to do anything too difficult. It doesn't require you to perform any difficult actions. It's simple yet effective gameplay is what wraps up Portal 2's mechanics. Portal 2 uses the same kind of graphics seen in Portal. A simple yet bold look that makes up the majority of the Aperture Science laboratories. I really like the strong textures they use because they really stand out, but since this Portal, its laboratory has been breaking down, it gives off a more dirty and grungy visual to complement the story. 3D models are simplistic and usually in the form of blocks, since the test chambers are designed like that. But however, once you get down to the old facility, the environment does begin to take a more detailed shape, and again, broken bits here and there, different constructions, those kinds of things. What I really like about Portal 2 is its lighting, probably one of its strongest visual aspects. One instance in particular, the lighting in the game is shown off really well when GLaDOS decides to turn off the lights in the facility. This in turn causes Wheatley to act as a light source to guide you through the darkness to safety, and it just really stood out.
Ooh, It's dark down here, isn't it? They say that the old caretaker of this place went absolutely crazy. Chopped up his entire staff of robots.
If anyone was afraid that Portal 2 couldn't beat its predecessor, well, it definitely does. The addition of Wheatley and the Aperture Science CEO Cave Johnson has added more depth to the overall storyline, and there seems to be a good sense of character progression as you play through the game. Graphics are simple and could use more detail, however in doing this the gameplay is smooth and there are no weird drops in the frame rate, and the textures come out really strong. So that's Portal 2. For the full review, please head on over to WeKnowGamers.net.